Democrats on the Senate Judiciary Committee dropped an interesting chestnut just ahead of the holidays. We now have reporting on two more undisclosed trips gifted to Justice Clarence Thomas by Texas billionaire Harlan Crow. After a 20-month investigation into ethics practices at the Supreme Court, Democrats on the committee released a 93-page report with 800 pages of supporting documents. In addition to the trips that have already been made public, two new trips were revealed. Conservative mega donor Harlan Crow flew Justice Thomas from Nebraska to New York in July of 2021. And just months later, Crow hosted Thomas on his yacht after supplying the justice with a private flight between D.C. and New Jersey. Now, Justice Thomas did not disclose these trips even after resubmitting some of his financial forms. The Senate Judiciary Committee only learned about them after threatening to subpoena Harlan Crow. Back with me is Melissa Murray, NYU law professor and host of the Strict Scrutiny podcast. And we are joined by Mark Joseph Stern, who is a senior writer for Slate Magazine. It's great to have you both here, Mark and Melissa. We've been talking about Harlan Crow and Justice Thomas. It's the buddy comedy that just will not end. I got to ask, Mark, the fact that Justice Thomas did not feel the need to disclose these after he had to resubmit his financial disclosure forms, what does that tell you about the code of ethics at the Supreme Court? And is anything ever going to change here?
It tells me that the alleged code of ethics doesn't really exist for all intents and purposes. It's a series of suggestions that cannot even be rounded up to a true code. And Justice Thomas will continue to flout it with impunity unless and until it's given real teeth. I think there's a reason why Justice Elena Kagan did a little bit of a lecture tour where she said repeatedly, we should have an enforceable ethics code. It's her own colleague on the bench who's showing the problem